What's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, welcome. This is a very special video. We have had never seen before gameplay of Rust Console New Gen Edition, courtesy from Obi. Obi is the biggest content creator for the platform, and he was very kind enough from Double 11 to gain access to an early version of the game. And I'm going to be running through some key points before we go into the breakdown of all the things that we see within this gameplay. Before we get into that, I do want to say thank you to Obi if he's watching this video, because not only he put this out, but he also sent me the file that he did this video on. So all the quality from his video will remain in this video because it's the direct file of it. So all the graphics and everything will stay the same, which is great for this video specifically. So none of it was screen recorded. So a couple of things to note before we dive into this gameplay. This server was not a server that Obi's normally accustomed to. He's obviously a US player. This is not a US server. I believe this is a European server, or maybe UK more specifically, because Double 11 primarily is a UK based company. Their main headquarters are located in Middlesbrough. Also as well, a couple of the clips I did ask if Obi had tampered with him or put a filter. The majority of the footage you're going to see has no filters, but some clips, which I don't know what clips they are, they do have a little filter on them. The FPS for this game was around the same as what we have right now. I don't know if that's something that's going to change, but it's something that Obi said he had experienced, so it's pretty much a flat 60 FPS. We'll go into my opinions, what I think about this whole situation, the gameplay as well, and why they didn't really release a trailer, or they kind of didn't specify that date on the wall to confirm it to everyone. We'll talk about all of that after the breakdown. I have timestamps for that as well for you. Waking up for Wipe has never looked so beautiful, and really makes me cry deep down because we have waited 4 years to get this. This, I've always said, should have really happened a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. They would have made their jobs and lives a lot easier, whether it was to do with them or Face Punch is cool. But I think what I want to do here first and foremost is give some appreciation to the devs, whether it was hard or not to do this, because we've been waiting a long time and haven't had that much communication. One thing I don't want to do is shit on the devs for this. They have done a phenomenal job. I'm no game developer, I don't know whether this was easy or hard, but the fact that we've got it here and now is absolutely astonishing. The graphics look great, the atmosphere looks great, and we can only hope that it gets better through time as they progress with the game and working on the new gen engine. So first thing we got is Waterfalls. I'm pretty sure this isn't in PC yet, or the way it looks within console. It's something that's not huge, but the fact we're getting something for PC is always, a happy thing for the community, so we can, put our middle fingers up, because the PC community do shit on the console community. Rightly so, because of how the game and the state of it's in. But this is taking it to a whole new level. Again, I'll speak about my opinions at the end of it. But yeah, this is a really cool, good looking waterfall. The water just looks great. It just looks great, right? The reflections, it sort of reminds me of Sea of Thieves in a way. And yeah, no complaints. The game looks great color wise, and in terms of performance, it looks alright. So let's dive deep into the first thing to break down. SAM sites are confirmed. We surely knew that, because hot air balloons need something to counteract it. It can't be just that easy to float around the map. And in fact, we do have SAM sites now that are located in launch, and I believe other places within the map, Outpost being one of them as well. A really cool thing for us as all players is build animations. Again, it's something that's just extra to the game. Not only is the noises sound good, but the animation flows really nice, and it's just extra gameplay for the players to enjoy in their experience. I believe this might be one of the clips that were enhanced in terms of saturation, because it does look really yellow. I don't know if that's the game or the tint of the game, or it's something that Obi's done in the editing process. But also for builders, they're going to enjoy obviously competitive building, and as well, I believe we'll get build skins very, very soon, because it's something that everyone's crying out for, and is also a source of revenue for Double 11 to capitalize on. So with the hype of everyone coming to the game, why not chuck an incentive for more people to buy stuff to earn Double 11 their extra money? Because at the end of the day, we do want to show them appreciation, because we have been waiting a long time, but this just looks great, and building skins to accommodate obviously the building animations that we've got for this game will be great. So by the looks of things, not much had changed in the settings, apart from when you go to graphics. When you go to graphics, you see at the top quality preset. This has 3 presets for you to use: performance, quality, and balanced. Balance being the best of both worlds. Performance meaning you have the best FPS rate. However, it will deduct the sort of graphical aesthetics of the game. And quality, I mean, if you have a really good internet in terms of whether you have an Ethernet or not, and you play on your suited servers and have the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5, you're going to have the best experience with this game graphically. And one thing to note, on the bottom it says creation effects. I don't know if this is building skins or something else. I haven't really done that much research into that specific setting, but creation effects is new and is on, so it could well be, if I was to guess at this point, the building animations. And one thing that we knew we were pretty much going to get with the introductory of hot air balloons is that we're going to be getting parachutes. Another really cool addition to the game that is going to change how we sort of play this game. That's 2 new things already to do with sort of air transport. It's not really an air transportation, parachutes. However, you can transport from one area to another if obviously you use it correctly. Again, it's another cool feature to be added into the game, and it's something that we sort of knew we were going to get because of the possibility of hot air balloons coming to the game. So in turn, with some new introductory updates within the game, is obviously going to have effect on the tech tree. We have some new things on the tech tree, obviously being the hot air balloon. This will cost 200 metal frags in terms of resources. And also the homing missile launcher, which is new to the game. That will be obviously something you can take down hot air balloons and other air transportation systems when they get introduced to the game. Something for the comp players here is that we're going to be getting larger PvP walls, and also what's even better is we're able to build near launch in terms of these PvP walls. You can't build a literal 2x2 outside of it on its doorstep, but you can place these to get up into launch faster than you were if you were to go on mounds or any other place like Ticket. And obviously there would be the obvious ways to get into launch, so you'd get camped in a way, whereas these make your gameplay and make your sort of game sense more unpredictable to your enemies. One thing to also really importantly put in this video is, because I've seen TikToks of people claiming that there's obviously a new Recoil. There isn't. The Recoil looks pretty much the same, so we're getting updated graphics, better optimization, better performance, sort of like the PC feel of the game, still with the old Recoil. And sort of, I've had mixed emotions and mixed opinions about whether we should have new Recoil or not, but my main thing and concern with this is the anti-cheat. If the anti-cheat doesn't work, we should have the new Recoil, but if the anti-cheat does work and is effective, why not keep the S Recoil, right? Because it's better than the PC one at the end of the day. Also, something to note with the Recoil is that we are getting the old FOV back. So we're not getting 120. They've basically just made sort of like the 120 look be at 90 FOV. So we're back to the old FOV where you can see pretty much the whole gun. So if you've got no stock AKs or no stock weapons in general, they're going to look a lot better, and you'll be able to see the gun with no stock, because in the past we've bought no stock guns and it doesn't even go that far out, so it's pointless to buy. But with this FOV update within the game, we're going to be able to see the gun in all its glory. So here is the update you've all been waiting for. Scrap Helis, the Air Vendor Wolf. Oh my god, this, I was gobsmacked to see that we're getting Scrap Helis. And again, none of this is confirmed to be on launch. This could be something done in the PTB, but the fact Obi's been able to share this with us is great and builds a lot of hype. I'll go all in on this at the end of this video. By the looks of it, it's fairly easy to control. I messaged Obi personally and said, asked him a couple questions, one of them being, was it easy? Was it easier than controlling it on PC? And his response was, yeah, it was easier to control on PC, but it will take some time if you're obviously new to flying these sort of vehicles, because you sort of have the know-how of how it works when you were on PC. So for a new player, yeah, it's going to take some time. So sort of RT to accelerate if you're on Xbox, and to move right, you move your analog stick left, and to move left, you move your analog stick right. Something I want to just touch on really quickly that is a really fucking cool detail, I don't know if it's in PC because I don't play PC enough, is when you're going into sort of monuments or things like cargo, for example. I have the clip in the background. You can see within the heli the outline of that, so it's easier to land. Such a cool detail. If this was meant to be like that, or if it's a glitch, I'm not too sure. If this isn't a glitch, This is really, really cool and a really good detail I thought is worth noting in this video. Yeah, it just helps people fly and helps people land so that you're not obviously getting fucked over by the view. In terms of bookmarks and bullet points, that is really all we can go by in Obi's video, but there's quite a few things I do want to talk about from this gameplay. Now, I did get a lot of messages off you guys talking about or asking me, why didn't Double 11 ask you to do this? Why didn't you do this? Because this is updates, you're an update sort of person, it would make sense for you to do this. I think for the main point is that a while back, obviously, Jade spoke about an NDA. I didn't cover it too much because there's not much really to cover. I declined the opportunity to have an NDA, and I still stick by that because the sort of videos I make, I don't believe I would have been able to make those same sort of videos as they were to do with updates, and these are updates to do with the game. So it wouldn't really make sense in that respect. However, for Obi, he just plays the game, does stories, and doesn't do much commentating, but actually rather just plays the game and does sort of content such as Frost, Blueprint, etc. So it doesn't really apply to him, and this was obviously a great opportunity from Double 11 to use their content creators. Obi having a large following, the largest following on the game in fact, was a good move, I guess, to sort of give him the platform to air this game out. The video currently has 226,000 views, more than Double 11 I believe were able to rake in. Not only that, it will go live on all platforms. TikTok, Rust Console Edition has blown up, Twitter, Rust Console Edition has sort of blown up, and obviously on YouTube, he's made videos. I'm obviously making videos, and there'll be a lot of others as well. Now, a couple of people said that he was sort of, you know, going away from talking about some other stuff such as the minicopters. Now, I do believe wholeheartedly that he wasn't able to speak about all the things that were coming to the game. It would make sense. Give a people a little taste of what the game looks like. 30 minutes is a pretty good taste, let's be honest here. He's shown a lot. However, I believe there's going to be some more stuff as well. We don't know if Scrappies is confirmed to be on launch, because if we just look at the map, for example, it isn't like huge. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Scrappies will come to the PTB version of the game. However, it would be really cool to see them come within the game off the jump. Scrappies and hot air balloons. But on the contrary, I don't get why they didn't air or announce that Scrap Helis were coming to the game. I think that it's a missed opportunity in my opinion, because obviously Obi shows it quite forward into his videos, not something right up the jump. But obviously with the social medias and all the videos people have done, like myself, people get informed and see that Scrappies are coming. I just think it's weird that they didn't announce it, but obviously I'm not part of the marketing team there, I'm just a content creator. Also, something to note, the 26th of June is the official release date for the game. I asked Pedro this, he said it's the target release date, but in my next video, you're going to see why it's pretty much the official release date. Again, this is another weird move by Double 11. I don't understand why they didn't give clarity to that date, because people in the Discord and over on Twitter were saying things like this isn't official because they haven't word for word said that. Why release a date if you're not going to clarify it? I do not know. However, it pretty much is the 26th of June. They've put that video out. Also on the store, they've put out the pricing, which in my next video I'm going to be covering. I also want to take a moment to thank the development team of this game. I don't know how many people are in the development team, but the fact they're able to do this, let's just take away all the communication, lack of communication that we've had. It's been shit, I'm not gonna lie, but seeing this game come into life within the next month, I have to thank them for the work they've done. Don't want them to get hate, but if people are gonna send them hate from various videos, they shouldn't get hate. And the fact they've been trying and putting up with the old gen version of the game, and we could have had this for the last 4 years. Oh my god, you know, the cuffs are well and truly off them, and they can go wild with this. It's very much limitless. The game looks great. One thing I do obviously want to note as well with this gameplay, some of it does look shaky. When Obi was holding like the Tommy, it was shaky. When he was going up in the hot air balloon, it was shaky. I did ask him when this video was made. This was a week ago, he had said this video was made, so he did say it was early gameplay. It's about a month off pretty much, but yeah, there's a few bugs to iron out. I'm pretty sure the team are going to be hot on the press for that, so there's not much to worry. And the fact he was in a different region for the server as well, so it's not entirely accurate that the glitching and the lag is down to the game itself, but more to do with obviously being just in a different server region. But this is amazing. You know, I go back to all my videos that I've been speaking about in the last year and a bit, trying to keep the game alive, trying to make videos, and it's been hard, I'm not going to lie, but everything is paying off. We have this game now. We have the updated version with all the new updates we could ever want. The graphics look great. I can't praise the graphics enough compared to what we've had for the last 4 years. It's just amazing. I cannot wait. Thank you guys for the support. It's been absolutely brilliant, and it's been a wild ride, I tell you. So this is a real homage to the OGs of the game, and obviously welcoming new people. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a lot of people off PC playing this game, and we're going to get a lot of content creators. So if you've been doing content creation, like I said at the start of the year, you know, you're already on the bus to get big. So believe in yourself, do great things, make your own sort of content, put your own spin on it and your personality, and this game will blow up and you'll reap the rewards. Thank you so much for watching, people. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here. We're trying to get 10,000. I said before this game would come out. I don't know about that, but we will see. Comment down below, let's start a discussion. This video has been great to make. Again, I'm gobsmacked that we're even at this point, and I'm just so excited. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Take care.